Hello my boys, good morning. So GGG just revealed 2 new ascendancies for the upcoming event in Path of Exile 1 that we're all waiting. So we have here for the Templar, the Architect of Chaos, and for the Shadow, Servant of Arakaali. Let's start with the Servant of Arakaali first, because it's an ascendancy that I dig, I like. When I'm looking at these ascendancies, I try to see if they are viable for multiple builds. For example, you can go for a minion build with these points to the right, or you can go into a chaos-related build with the points from the left. And I love this, the flexibility of an ascendancy. So enough talking, let's get started. What's important to notice here, we have this one, Blood Guard trigger, level 20, raise spider on kill. This effect, we actually have it already in game on the Arakaali dagger. So Arakaali's Fang, it's a dagger in Path of Exile, here we have it. Let's put it Fang and we have it here, no? So this beauty here has the same effect. It says like this, 100% chance to trigger raise spiders on kill. Now the main difference is that this is level 1, and here says level 20, so we have a higher level. But you need to keep in mind that in game you can support this dagger with multiple supports. So you have 3 sockets, you can put some support gems that will affect the race spiders that you get. So this is a difference from the website. Here you cannot put support gems, so keep that in mind. Then we have this thing here. Minions have chance to poison the enemies and the chance to afflict wither on hit. This is good if the spiders will poison the enemies because they attack very fast. This means that it's viable for Herald of Agony builds. In case you're new to Path of Exile, we have a skill here called Herald of Agony that summons a bigger spider dude that attacks from distance with projectiles and scales damage based on how fast you can apply poison on the enemies. You want a lot of poison sources for this build, a lot of poison sources to make it more effective. And with this ascendancy, it's perfect. You have the race spiders that are tiny minions that attack very very fast. Even if they don't do big damage, they will poison the enemies, making the Herald of Agony very potent. So this, I will tell you already, it's a great ascendancy for Herald of Agony builds. The whole build revolves around this gem here. Now, another thing that I need to mention here, the chance to poison, chance to wither. So you can already have this in game. You just put here the wither support. And you put it somewhere. And poison, chance to poison. You can do it like this. And you already have 2 ascendancy nodes in one place on the dagger. Just like this, you equip the dagger and have it. But of course it saves you a weapon slop, so it's still viable. Now here at the bottom we have just some DPS boost for minions. So critical strike multiplier per wither debuff on enemy. In Path of Exile we can have 15 wither debuffs. So let me do calculus, you know I don't like math. So this is 75% increased critical strike multiplier. And some critical strike based on your weapon. So this is a flat out damage boost for minions. Yeah. So this is great for minion base, but especially for Herald of Agony builds. Now let's take a look at the nodes to the left. Let's start with this one. Trade Spinner grants level 30 aspect of the spider skill. Aspect of the spider is an aura in Path of Exile and reserves mana. I think 25% mana, so it's not quite free. You will have here some mana reservation in order to use it, so you need to keep that in mind. What it does, basically it applies some spider webs on the enemies that will slow them and will make them take increased damage. So it's a damage boost, look it like this, a damage boost. And you can make it even better with this ascendancy because enemies affected by your spider webs deal 15% reduced damage. So this is a defensive boost. Yeah, enemies by perspective have minus to all the resistances. This is an offensive boost. And now let's look here at the top. Grants level 50 envy skill. Envy has no reservation. In case you don't know from Path of Exile 1, when we use auras, they reserve mana. Yeah? Like this. Now, if envy has no reservation, you don't need to reserve mana. You get one aura for free. If you don't know what envy does, adds chaos damage. So adds chaos damage to attack. So you want a build that does chaos damage. And also has synergy with this node here, Fatal Bite. 30% of physical damage as extra chaos damage, but it's conditional while at maximum power charges. But actually it's very easy to get your power charges from the same ascendancy because you have 20% chance to gain a power charge when you hit an enemy affected by a spider web that you apply automatically, because most likely you will take all these nodes to the left. If you make a build that's not minion related, you will take all these nodes. I love this ascendancy class, it's versatile. You can go for a chaos damage build, or you can go for minions, especially Herald of Agony. Now let's talk about this bullshit here, Weavel's Contrition. grants level 20 Penance Mark. Penance Mark, it's a curse in Path of Exile, was added recently to the game actually. And what it does, when you curse an enemy, usually an enemy with a lot of life like an unique, it will spawn range minions, phantasm, that will attack the enemy. These minions have low damage, low life, but on certain builds in Path of Exile we want these minions, for example on a Fulcrum Chieftain, to detonate those enemies in order to self-ignite ourselves. This is something that applies to certain builds. This will not be taken by a lot of players. So players that will pick the Servant of Arakaali Ascendancy in this event will not take Weaver's Contrition, most of them. Yeah, they will focus on these nodes here or these nodes to the left. This one will not see play, is my prediction. Now let's take a look at here at the top. We have the Templar with Architect of Chaos, Disciple of the Trial Mass. So my boys, this Ascendancy revolves a lot around Vaal gems. I'm not a fan of Vaal gems in Path of Exile 1 and I've been playing this game for so many years. They have a cooldown. Let me explain first in case you came from Path of Exile to what are Vaal gems. Very sexy, very nice. We take here some gems. Let's see, Fireball is good. We take Spark, put it here, and let's take Haste. Some gems, normal. These are normal gems, but you know I should take multiple ones for this. Let's take like this. Let's take more Spark. The thing is, when you corrupt these beauties here, they have a low chance to turn into a Vaal version. So let me exemplify. So when you put some corruption, some of them will become with a Vaal version. And you will see them from the graphic. Okay, as you can see, this one became Haste and we have Vaal Haste. You can read it on the screen. Here we have Spark, we have Vaal Spark. Here we have Fireball and Vaal Fireball. These ones didn't change, so it's a slight change to turn. So now these gems also have a Vaal version. The Vaal version is more powerful, and in some scenarios they bring unique interactions to the gems. Yeah, so they are powerful effects, but the problem is you cannot spam them all the time. They have so when you're killing monsters inside your maps, you're getting souls, and this Vaal skills cost souls. This is the problem. If you're in a 1 versus 1 scenario with a boss, for example, you won't be able to use them, which sucks. There are some special items and special interaction in Path of Exile that can bypass that, but overall they suck. Yeah, you think you want them, but you don't. Not only that you need souls, you have a period called soul gain prevention that prevents you from getting more souls, so it's a problem. But this ascendancy actually helps with that. Let's go take a look. I hope you understand what are Vaal skills. So there are normal skills on steroids. Let's put it like this. Yeah. Let's start with this one, plus 3 to level to all Vaal skill gems. This is great if you like Vaal skill gems. I personally dislike them, especially for spells. So spells in Path of Exile 1 scale greatly via gem levels. And this gives plus 3 gem levels, which is great. So maybe you want to use a Fireball, a Spark build with Vaal version. Sure, you can go with that. Let's see here another thing. Now, this one helps with the soul gain prevention duration. That prevents you from getting more souls in this game. 50% chance is quite big. Yeah. Also, this boosts the critical strike chance. For example, if you go with Vaal Spark, they will crit more often, so has synergy. If you go with Vaal skill gems, in my opinion, this is mandatory to take reduced soul gain prevention duration because you can spam them more often, which is sexy and good. Good. Now let's see for Vaal related things. We also have this one, increase Vaal skill effect duration. Vaal skills require reduced souls per use. This also helps you to spam them faster. So we can see some wacky interactions that we never seen before with Vaal skills for maps, yeah, because this will help you to spam them faster. This and these two. Now let's talk about this node here, Dissolution, that removes all energy shield, and here it's a tricky wording that I will explain you in easier words in a second. Don't worry about the removal of energy shield. Usually you want to go with a life build for this ascendancy, yeah. In Path of Exile it's pretty much like in Path of Exile 2. You go for a life build, you go for an energy shield build. We don't have that much hybrid builds in Path of Exile 1. Usually it goes like this. Also, energy shield builds were heavily nerfed in Path of Exile 1. It's not like in Path of Exile 2. Don't worry about this downside, you won't feel it. You will go with a life-related build. Now let me explain this beauty here. Life that would be lost by taking damage is instead reserved until you take no damage to life for 1 second. Most Path of Exile 2 players have no idea what I said here. Yeah. So in Path of Exile 1 we have already a jewel that's called Dissolution of the Flesh that has the same effect. Now the only difference is that this one lasts 2 seconds, which is bad, and this one lasts 1 second, which is better. Let's put it like this. But this jewel sucked. So I personally try to make this work so many times, it simply doesn't work. It sucks. If you are getting attacked from multiple directions in a short period of time, all that reservation is for nothing. This duel is viable only if you have a lot of dodge chance, so you can evade all those attacks. Only if you have pure block chance, so you can block you, so you take 0 damage. Then it's good. Yeah, but I like the thing that it lasts here just 1 second and not 2 seconds. So it actually might be viable. It's crazy for the first time because we have 1 second and not 2. It's viable. Also keep in mind that this duel was also granting you a lot of life, more maximum life. This is a big multiplier. It's not like increased maximum life. More maximum life. It's a huge multiplier. And even with this huge multiplier, this duel was still poop in a lot of builds. Yeah, so I don't. You know, I'm on edge on this one. I can't say if it's good or bad for this moment because it has 1 second here that can change everything. Now we also have here Glimpse of Chaos that increases maximum life for each corrupted item equipped. Corrupting items is no problem, you can corrupt them. Also for the uniques, usually you want uniques with corruptions or double corruptions, so it's no problem here. You also have maximum energy shield for each corrupting item equipped. Maybe you want to go with a hybrid build that has also life and energy shield, you can go. And the downside is not that big. For all resistances for each corrupted item equipped is not a big problem. You just focus on rare small resistances, but this is not incredible. Now let's check this one in Pure Blood. Skills cost life instead of mana. This pretty much is Lifetap. So in Path of Exile 1 we have a gem that's called Lifetap. What this gem does, exactly the same thing as that ascendancy. Skills cost life instead of mana, but the problem is it's local to the skill that you're using. For example, in my setup here, when I'm summoning my ballistas, it costs life. That's why I can have my mana reserved and I can use my skill without any problem. Check my life bar. You see? It costs lives. That's pretty much it, but it's global for all the skills. So this is Lifetap on steroids. It's good because usually with this ascendancy you will focus on a lot of life. You will have some regen, you will have a huge life. And this one here, Hue Flesh, skills reserve life instead of mana, 100% increase life reservation efficiency of skills. When we have a problem, if skills reserve life means that we can no longer use our auras for the mana, no? Yeah? And we will reserve here on your life, which is pretty bad. Even if it has 100% reduction, it will still reserve a big chunk of your life. So I don't like this last one actually. It's pretty bad. I don't like it. This one I will personally skip here. Yeah, because you want to put your auras, especially for a life build here, on the mana. So you can abuse all your mana here on useful auras like this. Because even if you're using that global Lifetap, you're spending here, and you want to use your mana, you don't want to waste it. And this pretty much wastes all your mana, which I don't like it. This I don't like it. Everlasting Sacrifice gives you more maximum resistances for free basically. So what you want to do here, you want to have some energy shield, because once it fills the bar up, you will get 5 to all resistances for 4 seconds. This is what it is. The problem is if you take Dissolution, it will remove all energy shield. So these two don't go well together, yeah? So if you go with this Keystone here, you don't want to remove all energy shield. You want to have a few energy shield, yeah? Else this Keystone is useless, Everlasting Sacrifice. Now Shepherd of Souls, I forgot. You know what they say, you forget. Let me check it. Okay, my boys, I remember basically makes the Vaal skills cost less, but it increases the cost each time you use those Vaal skills, which is pretty bad for this ascendancy because we can spam Vaal skills much more faster here because of these two nodes, Depose Order and Fever for Corruption. So actually I would not take this node here. It's pretty much poo-poo. It's conditional for this one and 5 maximum resistance. Shepherd of Souls, actually you won't feel the effect that much because of these two nodes, yeah? So if you like to stress yourself with Vaal skills and have a horrible time in this game, especially for new players, so I don't recommend to a new player to go for this ascendancy here, Architect of Chaos. A new player is better off going with Servant of Arakaali here. You go with a simple chaos damage related build or with a minion build and you have a good time. Now one more thing before I close this sexy beautiful video here. You know, we had a teaser here. What's this? You know, they ask us, what's this? And here you have this extra panel that we don't currently have in the game. It's attached to the map device. Now what I think here, I think this is a global mechanic actually. You will find, you see, because we have these two edges here, corners, here and here, this is similar to Sanctum. Even in Trial of Sekema you see this crap. So I'm thinking when you're playing the game, globally they will drop certain items, like relics, yeah? And you can place them here. That will alter the area in different ways. This is my opinion, I'm pretty sure this is it. Initially I thought that it was one kind of corruption altar, you know, where you sacrifice an item, you finish them up, you get some benefits. But actually now, if I'm looking better at it, when you play, this will be a global mechanic for the game. You play the game and certain items will drop. And you can put those items here in this panel to get extra benefits for your maps. I'm pretty sure this is the way it will go. Now my boys, I'll go finish my coffee on the balcony. And I hope that you have a beautiful day. Good luck.